Warming up. It's warming up. We are live. We are live. This is, I don't know, is this episode 171? I think so. It's episode 171 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast, live from the Big Daddy Guns studios, as you can see right there. I'm Hank Strange. I hope you got your big girl panties on. Joining me tonight is my friend Mike of MW Tactical.
Yeah, buddy.
What's going on, man?
Not too much, man. Just been busy. Glad it's warming up. Not hurting no more from this cold weather.
Oh, yeah, it's warming up all over. So Walter will be joining us, I think, here in a few minutes, hopefully. Otherwise, it's just the two of us rocking and rolling with the folks out there. Shout out to everyone out there. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go down the list really quick here in a second and shout out everyone that's hanging out in the chat. Please, guys, as you come in, click the thumbs ups. We really do need those thumbs ups to keep the show going, you know, build the audience and all that kind of good stuff, right? That's why we rely on the thumbs ups. Obviously, you know, there's late breaking news coming out of California from YouTube, and we'll talk about that a little bit, as well as there's a bunch of other news and things like that going on. So we will definitely talk a little bit about that. You guys can let us know what you think. You know, it's all developing, breaking very recently, so I don't think everything is out there, but at this point we know that there was an active shooter situation going on in YouTube headquarters, and it's always, you know what, it never ever makes any of us, I think, happy to hear this stuff, you know, and we also know that these things are going to continue to happen. The whole idea of having like gun-free or safe zones and all that kind of stuff is incredibly destructive to a society, to make people think that they're safe when they're not indeed safe, and they can do things, one, to make themselves safer, but two, to be prepared for when these kinds of things come up and be able to react to it. So, you know, it's never fun to have these kinds of conversations. Everything's breaking. You know, I could put up some news here in a second and we could talk about what's going on if you guys have details. I think there was one active shooter. From what I've been reading, I believe a girlfriend that was upset with her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend or something went in there, shot him up, and basically he's still alive at this point, but she's not alive, and then some other people are wounded. That's my understanding. We'll deep dive into that a little bit and talk about it. You heard about this, right, Mike?
Oh yeah, I heard about it. The way they made it sound, it was it started off as a domestic dispute, but then why she went into Google or YouTube to start shooting is really unclear. So they still working it out, but then again, you know, when they're doing an investigation, they're not going to let everything out at front.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it's like we said, it's still fresh and out there. And there's a lot of things going on, I think, around YouTube right now, and the whole gun situation. And I know lots of people thinking, well, now what happens? Do these guys come down harder on guns? What do they do about this? Do they have an epiphany and realize that, you know, you can't change the world and you can only, you know, learn to defend yourself against the world, and you should have those rights? I don't know. You know, none of us know. I know right now the path they're going in is not a good one towards guns and the feeling about guns. I mean, a lot of these guys would like to see us lose our Second Amendment rights altogether,
which is not right.
Yeah. So, you know, there's that. We're dealing with all that stuff. We're going to talk about that. Also, I am going to, at some point here, have a guest come on. His name is Matt Caldwell, and he is a state representative here in Florida. He's one of the guys that voted no against the what was it, SB, I think 7026, I want to say, the gun control bill that we had here. He voted no against it, and he is currently running for agriculture commissioner. And that's one of the things the agriculture commissioner does, is sign on for our CCWs, or concealed weapon permits, however you want to call it. So he's coming in to talk to us for a few minutes here at some point. You know, he's here right now in the building. But there's kind of like a little soiree or something going on up front in the building.
What do you mean by soiree?
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, like a little party. There's food. I don't know if there's dancing. It's the South. Isn't that what you call it? No, it's not a soiree. I don't know.
I never heard that word before.
Oh.
I think you just made it up.
Really? No, man. No, that's not one of those words I made up. So, so yeah, we're going to have him come on. We're going to ask him some questions. You know, I personally believe, I'm always telling people, you have to vote. Okay. The reason why you have to vote is not just for the person who's president or the governor or the Congress and senators. It's, you know, your local dog catcher, your local mayor, agriculture commissioner in this case, right? So, and, you know, I think that we're in a fortunate position here that we can get some of these guys to come talk to us. We had Jay Fant before, that's running for attorney general. He came on, that was a couple weeks ago. He came on and spoke to us. So we'll get this guy in here and we'll have an opportunity to talk to him. Let me go down the list here real quick and shout out everyone. I see Joe Carpenter, Chris Illog, Tactical Ranger 84, Carl Compton, Cody Phillips. By the way, lots of people were sending me messages about this. I first found out about this thing that happened from my phone, and it looks like we got Walter coming in here.
Yeah, trying.
What's he just escaped.
He just escaped from prison. That's why he's got on the orange jumpsuit.
not hard.
He just rolled out of the paddy wagon. Yeah. So there you go. Robert McRae, Enrique Q, Christopher Williams.
Not working.
Let's see. SoCal Gunner is also in here. Jason Gutierrez and Meatloaf, Michael Bender, and Richard Hughes, William Hoffman. See Caviar Hound, Nico Sauer, Imposter, All Thumbs, Maggie W. Let's see who else we got in here. Boss Hog is in the building. Peter US Loco. Let's see, Jolly Roger USA, CW Dam. Let's see who else we got. Bricks is in here. Liberty Life, Vanessa Kitty. Did Walter say something? I missed that. I'm getting lots of messages coming through, which I'll get to. The Tyven Show is here as well. Shout out to the Tyven Show. He's also sending me messages. S-Man 7290, Screaming Skull Saloon, Ozark's Grandpa. Troy Cornett, Lost in Outdoors, Robert Norton, Adam Jimenez. Shout out to all those guys. Exhale is in the building. I just see a bunch of people. There's a lot of people in here. Mr. Bill to shoot. E-Rock, Rising Tide Outdoors, Dub the Kid 84, Darth Mayhem. So shout out to all those guys. Moshi, Diane, generic username. There's just some really inventive ones in here. So shout out to everyone. If I missed anyone, you know, let me know. I'll shout you out. Highwayman 64, Omerta 1589, Ghost Shadow, Gerald Loafers. I see all those guys in the chat. So welcome. Please, guys, click the thumbs ups. We have about 200 people here. If we can get those thumbs ups going, it'll be pretty awesome. And we need those to get this show ginned up so that other people know that we're doing this. And, you know, I think we could do it. We're over 100 thumbs ups right now, but I'm pretty sure we can hit 200 with your help. So, Walter, what's going on, man?
Whew. Oh, same old stuff.
Another busy day in the prison shop.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Making them tags, man. We had to make lots of tags.
Yeah. Making the license plates.
Yeah. Like making the donuts.
Yeah. So I don't know if I should even ask you how your day is going.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
By the way, if anyone wants to see, look at this shirt I'm rocking. Forge from Freedom. Who recognizes this shirt that I'm wearing? Let me know. This is not actually one of my shirts. This is someone else's shirt. And let me know if you recognize it, if you can even see it. Let me see if I can step back a little further here so you can get the full awesomeness of the shirt. And if you look close up, you'll see there's actually some guns in that thing. So it's pretty cool. All right. Walter, did you hear about this thing going on at YouTube headquarters?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I thought that wasn't supposed to happen in California.
Can happen anywhere, man. Doesn't matter what we do.
Pissed off.
Things will happen.
So I heard one woman and a guy, and then I heard 4 people were shot. So
That's
what's
what I
the
heard
story?
too.
I didn't.
Yeah. Well, okay. So what we can do real quick here is we can pull up the news and read something. So this is from, it happened in San Francisco. So this is from SF Gate. It says shooter opens fire at YouTube headquarters in San Bruno, 3 injured. So Three people were shot at YouTube headquarters in San Bruno in an attack by a shooter who sent workers running from the building in a quiet office park on Tuesday afternoon. The 3 victims were rushed to San Francisco General Hospital. 2 women and a man. The women, 32 and 27, were in serious condition. The man, 36, was in critical. Authorities said they believe the shooter died from a self-inflicted gunshot at the YouTube headquarters at 901 Cherry Avenue. And basically, I think they believe that the woman was in a relationship with the man. She went there, shot him, shot some other people in the process, and then committed suicide.
Maybe he was in a relationship with some other chicks. You know what I'm saying?
What, at YouTube headquarters?
I know it's unfortunate, but it's not a school shooting. So next.
Yeah, it's life. You know, these kinds of things unfortunately happen in life. And it's the reason why I think, you know, people should be able to defend themselves in these kinds of situations. That's what you want.
At YouTube, so they can't have no guns anyways. They're in California. They ain't supposed to have no guns anyways.
Well, you can legally have guns in California. You know, you can. I know it's not easy.
You can have guns.
Yeah.
I'm just being facetious. You know, it's supposed to be it's supposed to be really nice and as a woman too.
Yeah.
So that's not the norm either. So usually it's the evil guy that does it. Especially the evil white guy. So you know, it's very unusual to get a female shooter in this case, and then also she commits suicide. You don't hear about that all the time. Yeah, well.
So
but did you also hear about the different terminology they were saying on the news? Like
no.
Whole rapid fire and how many shots, where did it start, inside, outside? Like when they was talking to different people. And they already started the whole agenda of the terminology. And of course, if she had an AR-15, you already know how that's going to go.
Yeah.
You know,
she probably had a regular old handgun and they'll be off to something else. But David Hogg was riding his bike, I heard, so to get there. So there's already all the memes up on
That's
Facebook.
A good one right there.
Man.
That's a good one. Yeah.
There's already one of him riding his bike to the scene.
Walter just knocking it out of the park.
Probably gonna knock your site off the Facebook with that one.
Well.
The YouTube.
Listen,
poor David Hogg. Oh, poor little baby.
Yeah. We are reporting on what's happening. We are using YouTube's airwaves. We do care about what happens to the people over. I care about what happens to all the people out there in the world. I want people to be safe, and the way for people to be safe is for them to be able to defend themselves in situations that you're going to inevitably come across, where people want to do bodily harm to you.
In the words of George Bush, evildoers.
Yeah, so, these evildoers.
Evildoers.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they need to have some security there at YouTube.
Yeah. John J. Washburn said I forgot to shout him out, so shout out to him. He's sending me messages. Someone's sending me Gorn already. There's Gorn coming through. This is someone's Gorn. They're throwing up their Gorn already. The people are throwing up the Gorn already. So I will go through some of the comments and all that kind of stuff. So Mike, what do you think about all this stuff, man?
It's sad. It's this time in whatever's going on in America, it really needs to stop. And right now, people are picking sides without truly understanding or knowing what's really going on. So it's just people are picking a side because of someone got shot. But they're not really taking into consideration of, okay, if you start altering rules and laws and amendments, how's that going to affect the whole American structure? Right? Because then again, if you start closing down gun manufacturers, how's that going to impact jobs in America? Overall. So it's a continuing process that goes right behind each other, but people are not truly sitting down, coming up with a true plan on how to alleviate certain things from taking place. You already know you just can't stop somebody from going up in a building and start shooting. It's just, what are your plans to implement when that does happen?
Right. You can't stop people from wanting to do lots of destructive things that human beings could do with, of course they could do that with guns. They could do it with cars. They could do it with airplanes, as we've seen before, with knives, with baseball bats, with bricks, Molotov cocktails. They can make bombs, as we've seen. Human being, it's not even just human beings, creatures. If you're alive, you're fighting. Right? If you're alive, you're fighting. And there's other people out there that don't want to live in a polite society. They want to hurt other people. You know? So
there really isn't any answer for it. It's you can't fix this stuff. I mean, obviously, there's always going to be let me see. She's dead, so you're going to get his side of the story eventually, which might not be the truth anyways. So, I don't know what the answer is in these kind of things, because it's probably somebody who was a love triangle or something like that. You're never going to fix that stuff. So
it's always going to happen. Well, all we want is the ability in the moment. If you happen to be caught up in that, what's happening, where another person decides not just to hurt themselves, but to hurt other people, and you're the other people caught in the crossfire of that you have the ability to defend yourself.
Yeah, they interviewed some guy. I saw it on the internet there. They said he wished that he had a gun or something when that was going on. So.
Yeah, I saw that same guy.
That's what everyone would wish.
Yeah.
Wait, you're in a building, you're unarmed, someone comes in and starts shooting. I think I would wish to have all the guns. Okay, I would wish to have all the guns in the world. Yeah. So that's that's one of the things that's going on here. Let me see. Nick of Earth said that I forgot him. Okay, Nick of Earth, shout out to you.
Nobody.
Yeah, we don't want to forget you.
Hurt nobody's feelings.
Yeah. Can
I change the subject for just a second?
Sure, absolutely, man. Go ahead.
I'm listening to the radio today, and I hear an ad for this Chappaquiddick movie about the awesome Senator Kennedy and the girl he killed.
Oh my
Lord. At the end of I'm not complaining about that. At the end of the movie, they said, they give the rating thing, and it says like a warning: historical smoking.
Historical what?
Smoking.
That's what they're going to warn us about in a Ted Kennedy movie.
Well, that rated that.
Yeah, because people don't smoke anymore.
Historical smoking. Are we so snowflaked and pussed out that you have to warn people somebody might be smoking?
And this was historical because people smoked a lot back then. People smoke a lot now.
Yeah. So one side wants to warn you about the evils of tobacco, and the other side wants you to smoke all the ganja you can get your hands on.
And there's no warning about historical murder of a human being.
Historical drowning of a
warning, you get to see the Kennedys killing some more people.
How about a historical cover-up?
Look, my phone is going back. Bat shit crazy right now. Everyone's sending me messages. Do you guys see that? It's going up one after the other.
See, you started.
No, it's cool.
It's
cool. I will, because yesterday I got in trouble with Lola because I just kept reading. I will go through and I will shout out to people. We'll have a little phone corner. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but Lola's giving instructions. So yeah, you know what? I saw the trailer for that. Here's what what was that? What was that, Mike?
I said been infiltrated. My feet started coming in and out. Thought we were about to get kicked off again.
Oh, yeah. What I was gonna say is I saw the trailer for that movie with Ted Kennedy, and my first thought is okay, we know about this. Why do we have to make a movie about it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that because I don't get it. I guess they figured.
Who goes to the movies for that crap?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't want to go to the movies to see the life of the Kennedys.
I know the life of the Kennedys. They're a bunch of crooks.
Yeah. There's already been TV shows and after-school movies and all kinds of crap. I had enough.
I mean, unless I get to, I want to go to the movies to be either entertained, laughing, or some kind of adventure thing or something. I don't want to.
Yeah, the movies is escapism.
I don't want to
go. I want to go there, and on the big, massive screen, I want to see boobies. That's what I want to see.
I want to laugh a little bit.
I want to laugh. I want to see beautiful people. I want to see fantastical places and some boobies.
That's all I want, just some boobies.
Yeah, we used to have that back in the 80s and the early.
And everybody smoked too, which, oh my God.
Okay, it's fine. I don't care. The historical smoking.
I couldn't believe that. They have a warning about historical smoking. Are your poor little kids going to be influenced by that person smoking a cigarette?
Yeah, the historical smoking doesn't bother me. There's lots of crazy things in movies. It's like I know, first of all, there's always been black people. I'm just laying that out for a reason.
Is there a warning about historical black people?
No, but here's the thing. We've always been around, but people change up history, and they show you a movie like, they show you this movie of, let's say, like in the Vikings,
and they put like black folk in it?
And there's a whole bunch of them.
There weren't no black folk in it.
I mean, they were around at the time.
Well, yeah, but they weren't with the Vikings.
No, I mean, and there might, I'm not saying it's impossible.
Nothing.
I'm just trying to tell you that they're just hanging out there like they're normal. No, they would have looked like aliens to each other. It's just like you're doing a movie in Africa way back in the days, and like half the people are white people.
Yeah.
Like, wait, what?
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Well, people complained about that movie Dunkirk, that there were no people of color in the movie of Dunkirk. Well, there were no people at Dunkirk of color. Luckily for them. That was a good thing for them, actually.
There were people of color around, but if you're doing
Dunkirk,
if you're doing a historical movie, just be real about it. Don't front like.
Right.
I mean, if people were subjugated by that back then, if people had issues or whatever, just be real with that. Like, this is how it went down.
Right. Tell the truth.
Yeah, don't try to fool the kids into thinking that everyone was just hanging out and having fun back in the days, and there was no racism or no this thing or that thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mike. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how about that one movie when they was talking about the kings and pharaohs in Egypt?
Mm-hmm.
But the way they portrayed it was they had the whites play the kings and pharaohs, and then people of color played the slaves and servants.
Oh, well,
yeah. So I never seen the movie because I was like, I'm not.
Yeah. Now, to some extent, some of that stuff might have been true, because I think that for a long time, you've always had this thing where even in places like that, you had the people who were who were high up. They would try to get like white wives and stuff like that. That's what
in
happened.
The southern part of Egypt, or Nubia, or whatever, that southern thing, they were black. They weren't freaking.
Yeah. No, but what I'm saying to you, they would always have a thing where even now in Egypt, there are Egyptians who are closer to white than African, and then there's African or dark-skinned Egyptians, and they're two completely separate classes.
Right.
And even way back in time in Egypt, you had because you always had people traveling around the world. To some extent.
Yeah.
And a lot of the pharaohs and stuff like that did want to have fairer skin.
Well,
what we're doing now is not a thing that started now. It's always been going on. So there was some of that kind of mixing where you could see some of the people, they look differently or whatever. So yes, you can see some of that, but not really of the extent that you're talking about.
Yeah, where it's clear, like the fair-skinned white guy.
Yeah, that's what would have separated everyone. You wouldn't have seen everyone.
You wouldn't have seen this in Egypt.
No, and then only the bodyguards and the slaves were real dark skinned. It wouldn't have exactly been like that. And I don't need anyone to pretend to me. I mean, I want to see do the best representation of what the hell happened back then, and let's rock and roll.
Yeah. That's not. Yeah.
Let's move on. So
let's have fun. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know, man, why they always find money to do movies about the Kennedys, whatever.
There's a fascination about the Kennedys for some reason in some people's minds. Like there's some kind of
American royalty.
Yeah, and they're really just American thugs is all they are.
Yeah. Also, why do Americans still have a fascination with royalty? I thought America was built on screw the queen. We don't need any kings and queens.
Well,
yet we're still following the frickin' princes and stuff like that around the world. And what are the princes? The prince is getting married. Some chick is becoming a princess. I don't give a crap. Yeah,
it's just that thing about something different than what you're doing. Your everyday boring self. A lot of people.
I think people want to be ruled, man. Most people want to be ruled. That's what's happening. It's the problem that, just to try to circle this back around to government. I think the problem that we have is most people out there want to be ruled.
Some people want to live in a walled community. They feel safe and they have their friends and there's a neighbor right next door. And other people want to live with some space, AKA yourself. And I like that idea, that concept. I don't live in that concept right now, but I have no problem with it. I'm not scared to live out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Some people are freaked out about that because it's quiet.
Okay, exactly. Hello. Yes, it's quiet.
It's quiet. Yeah.
You know, I like going back home. You know, when I could be home, I like going back home and looking out in my home. You know, I don't see anyone.
And it's quiet outside.
Yeah. I don't like to see my neighbors.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm happy if I see them. Hey, how you doing? But
but
you know,
it's not a requirement for your existence. So
yeah. There's this weird thing in America that's, I think America's almost schizophrenic like this, that most people want to be ruled in one way or another. They want to look up to, we say like in America, we're free and we don't have a king or queen or whatever. And then you look up to royalty all the time. And then you're always waiting for the government to tell you what to do and hand out things to you. And the government should protect you and all this kind of stuff. You know, it's crazy. I was looking, someone sent me a video of one of the kids from Parkland who is pro-gun and who's saying like, you can't ban guns to solve this problem. And he's saying like, why do we want these police that were cowards? He called them several times the cowards of Broward County. He was like, why do we want to leave our security up to these guys? That kid, I mean, that kid is making it like the perfect, he's not as, you know, he's not as trained and everything as these other kids that they're putting out there on the flip side, on the gun grabbing side. But he's really genuine. And he's saying like, these people didn't do anything for us. Why do we want to rely on them? This is why we got away from kings and queens in America, you know, but there's still people out there. The masses still want to have a king or a queen telling them when to come and go and owning them and all that kind of stuff. And people talk about slavery and they still want to be slaves, right? It's like that. Is it In Excess or something like that? That had that song.
I guess.
You know, some of them want to rule you. Some of them want to be ruled by you.
Yeah.
Some of them want to abuse you. Some of them want to be abused by you.
That wasn't that's.
I forgot. No, was it the Eurythmics?
Eurythmics, yes, correct.
Yeah,
correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's human nature. Some people they feel safe with their peeps, you know, and other people feel bothered when they're with other people. So
yeah. Chris Bowles says it's not really quiet in the country. It's just a different kind of noise. Yes, it's a peaceful. I grew up in New York City. Yes. Yeah, I grew up in New York City. It was totally.
I mean, I go outside my house here on a typical day, and you can hear the road. You can hear people going down McMullen Booth. You can hear, you know, there's always some buzz. So you know when it's a holiday, you can go outside and it's kind of quiet because everybody's at home.
Yeah.
You know?
I get mad when the crickets chirp too damn much.
That's all you hear though, right?
Yeah, it's so annoying. I'm like, what the hell with these crickets? Shut up. I'm making a video, damn it.
You should be immune to that. Like when they go on.
No, it's annoying. But that's the kind of noise that I get. I don't really, every now and then we get like, you know what? It's actually when we were shooting, Walter,
yes.
Last weekend, we did get a bunch of like fire trucks and stuff like that. And I think we have footage.
Yeah.
We have some footage of it. One of the places down the road from me was on fire.
Oh, they burned? Okay.
Yeah, I was looking at the drone footage, and there was some kind of fire going on.
Okay.
And by the way, for the most part in the country, you are your own fireman.
Oh yeah.
It's going to take them a while
get to you.
Yeah. Where I live, I'm right across the street from the volunteer fire department.
Yeah, but they got to get there.
Yeah, they still have to they have to know. They have to go, let me see. Is that really a fire or someone just burning some stuff? You know, someone has to actually, you have to get a burn permit during certain times.
Yeah.
I think we're in the burn permit zone. So
it's pretty dry right now. So
yeah,
at least down by us anyways. So.
Right. Absolutely. So you know what? We've got like almost 300 people watching. I'm just going to encourage the new people that just came in to click the thumbs ups here. We're talking about a bunch of different stuff. Obviously, we're talking about what went down here at YouTube and what we think is going to happen. Mike, what do you think? Do you think YouTube's going to get more draconian on us? Because, you know, they're coming up with new rules. They're deleting people. I lost my channel couple of weeks ago, probably during this show, we could go down.
Yes, I do believe that's what's going to take place.
Oh, okay. So what do you think? I mean, are you very active on YouTube, like YouTube channel?
No, I'm pretty new to it because, I just now started, doing live videos with Ken, and we just pretty much just do it so we can communicate back and forth and then use it for the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, I'm not that guy that, like you do your 5 for 5, 5 you like, 5 you don't like, for cars,
Mm-hmm.
guns, and watches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not that guy, you know what I'm saying? Because when I leave one thing, I go do another thing, then goes to another thing. So I really don't have that much time to sit there and videotape stuff all day and edit it and then put it up on YouTube like that.
Mm-hmm.
But now I do, as if somebody else is driving or whatever, I'm on YouTube looking at videos and commenting and liking videos like that. But that's the extent of where I go with it.
Okay. All right. So Walter, what do you think about with everything that's going on already with YouTube, much less like what's happening now? Do you think they're going to get worse? They're going to come up with more rules, make it tougher for us to do what we do?
I don't know. It's hard to figure what the deal is going on. Are they going to start charging people for doing more stuff? Are they going to, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me because I think they're chasing off a lot of people. So I don't know. Maybe that's the idea, to chase off the people and bring in a new bunch of people. I don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to figure. I mean, going away from how they started, I guess they're going good enough now. They figure, well, we don't need all these people. So
yeah, I agree with you. I think YouTube's going through sea changes, versus what they were before. I think now they want to be more like Netflix or maybe Amazon Prime, the entertainment arm of Amazon. They want to be more like that. I think they want to make nice with Hollywood, and a lot of the companies, the studios and stuff like that involved, and even the stars. And in order to do that, though, the challenge to those people is people like me. We're obviously not stars. We're not A-listers by any means. Really, there's very few people that know who we are. But when you put us together, there's a couple of million of us that people are following on a bigger level than even they follow the stars. And I think that to woo Hollywood into this whole thing, they kind of have to like kick us, they're not so attractive next door neighbors. They have to try to like get rid of us.
Get rid of the trailer trash, so to speak.
Yeah, those guys, I don't think those guys want to get in here and have to compete with us and all that kind of stuff. So that's really one of the reasons why everything's changing. On top of that is that they do have an agenda. There's a lot of these companies, not just YouTube, you've got Facebook and a lot of other companies out there. They're really, the people there, based on where they are and who those people are, they're social. You could put them, squarely in the category of being social justice warriors. Oh, yeah. So it's kind of like a twofer. It's a business thing on one hand, and then on the other hand, it's a political thing that they need to get rid of us.
Yeah, and
but why would you say it's a political reason to get rid of us when you look at the election and you see when Trump was running for president, he got a 2A community behind him. And that was like a large mass. So how would that help politically to get rid of us?
Well, I think that's exactly the reason why it would help. On top of that, if you look back at during Obama's time, when everyone thought that Obama was going to come take the guns, right? People went out and pushed back. I think, what was that, like 2012 or something like that? So when everyone, and there was the shooting in Connecticut, when that happened and Obama got out there and said, yeah, I'm going to do something about this, everyone organized on lots of different levels. I'm not saying it's just the YouTubers or just social media, but people organized on lots of different levels, and you had people pushing back, and you had the Tea Party, etc., and people were out there organizing. And I think that companies like YouTube that are very, very statistically driven, right? They see all the stats behind the scenes of what's going on here. This is one of the powerful things about YouTube. Like, I can look at the stats of who watches my videos and all that kind of stuff. If that's what I see, what they see is even more complex and and powerful than that, I think. And they see what happened. They see that we were able to create a movement collectively and push back against this stuff. And now you'll notice that we're actually getting more gun control than we got under Obama, under the current administration and Republicans and all that. And the way to stop us from pushing back is to take away our voice. If we can't go out there and rally the people, and the people are apathetic and not focusing on what's happening, they can get away with this.
Yeah. So basically, only thing you're really saying is politically to fit their agenda, which is
absolutely, to fit their agenda without a doubt.
Right.
So I don't know. Lola's trying to show me something here. What is it?
8 minutes ago, your buddy made a statement.
Okay. So what about this statement?
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So Dianne Feinstein, apparently, Lola's telling me, came out and made a statement. Democratic senator on gun violence. Something must be done. Oh, I wonder what she's going to say. I think maybe her something is that we should all have guns. I don't know. She says her stomach sinks with every active shooter alert, and her thoughts and prayers are with the victims of today's shooting at YouTube headquarters. Only in America is a shooter unleashing gunfire in an office building a common occurrence. No, bullshit.
It's not a common occurrence, first thing.
Yeah, it's not. And all over the world, people kill other people.
Yes, and they do it with knives and every other thing. Acid attacks. Tell her to check out London's homicide rate.
Yeah, she says we simply must take meaningful action.
Meaningful action. Common sense action?
Yeah, we are a nation awash in guns and blah, blah, blah bullshit. If that was really true, we would be slaughtering each other. Like, I mean, America would go from 350 million people to about 50,000 people in a very quick space of time.
I always say, go outside and listen. Don't you hear all the gunfire? No, I'm not, okay. If I'm not in Chicago, I don't live in Chicago. Okay, but or in someplace else like that. But go outside. Do you hear it all? If it's so bad, where is it all? Where is it? It isn't.
Yeah,
civilized folks aren't that way.
It's not really like that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be shocked. We wouldn't be talking about it. And what she's saying is not true. There are places on the face of this planet where life is much worse. What happens is in those places, for the most part, the people do not have the ability to push back, and the governments just crush the people. And because they're crushing the people, they can crush the news. But that's everyday life in other places all over the world every day. I mean, come on, man. You can talk to people that serve overseas or people who've even been overseas, and you can see that this is not the worst place in the world. As a matter of fact, one of the best places on the face of the planet. But the planet is occupied by human beings, and we do bad things to each other. And ultimately, what can save people is their ability to fight back. I mean, you're talking about a place that these guys have so much money. The hospital these guys went to is named after Mark Zuckerberg. You could go look that up. Okay. Because he gave that hospital $75 million. So the thing is, if YouTube has all this money and they have buildings, they have the ability to secure these buildings and do things about stuff that's going to happen. But ultimately, that still can't stop anything because it's huge, massive buildings.
Yeah.
Right? When you have a huge, massive building and someone can somehow get in there, and they slip through whatever security you have going on, and they decide to do something. Now it's when it comes down on the individual in that moment to be able to defend themselves.
Yeah.
That's somebody for some training.
Yeah, but that's not an option for them. They are never going to say, you know what? Yeah, you know what? Screw that. We've tried this thing. Let's go now to see. Not everyone. I'm never saying that everyone should go out there. If you don't want to have guns, you don't have to have guns. But let people make the choice.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have people at any institution because you work for Apple or YouTube or Google or Facebook or Instagram or wherever the hell you think you work for. That doesn't insulate you from life and society. Did you ever go to high school? Did anyone ever bully you and kick your ass? Congratulations, you're a human being. That's what happened.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah.
Welcome to the world. You don't have to be in high school. You can be at a regular job. You could be in the army. You could be wherever, It's all over the place,
Yeah.
So that's the world. So
Yeah.
Well, you can be a YouTuber and get bullied around, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So
Hells yeah.
Or they can try to bully you around, you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
they try.
Yeah.
You know, you could.
So that's
you
just
could
the
most
way
definitely try that bullshit if you
it
want
is.
to. You know, there's lots of high school stuff going on in
Oh,
the YouTuber
that's
world,
grade
in case
school
you don't
stuff.
know.
It's not even high school.
Oh, true indeed. There's a lot of that bullshit going on.
Hey,
You
did
know?
you ever hear about that city in Georgia? I think it's Kennesaw, Georgia, where they require everybody in the city limits to own a firearm.
Yeah.
No.
And
Okay.
reported that their crime rate was so low because everybody has a firearm.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly. And I've always said that works because if you actually into like jiu-jitsu or some form of martial arts, and if you ever notice, you never see two people actually throw fists if they both know how to fight. It's always verbal, you know, because they don't want to.
Well, because
it's
mutual assured destruction.
Exactly.
Yeah, right. That's called MAD. That's why we never bombed the Russians, and the Russians never bombed us, because there's no gain, you know. And that's the world. If everybody's on the same page, armed wise or defensively, then they can think twice. Like, I don't know about this.
Yeah,
this might not turn out well. So yeah.
Yeah. So here's some more news. Like I said, there's a lot. This stuff is the details on this is coming out. This is from the Washington Post. San Bruno, California. A woman with a gun opened fire Tuesday at the headquarters of YouTube, shooting 3 other people before turning the weapon on herself and committing suicide. Officials said the violence began at around 12:45, which is their time, in a courtyard outside the company's headquarters. So this was outdoors.
Okay.
Just south of San Francisco, witnesses described seeing a woman shooting a gun in a courtyard as others ran for their lives.
Yeah.
Okay. Upon arrival, officers encountered numerous employees fleeing from the building. And what's funny about that is when you look at some of the reports, there was like a guy talking about a guy was shooting. This is the crazy thing, huh?
Yeah. Didn't they say she had on like a hat and a scarf or something like that?
Yeah, see, these are things we don't know. I mean, you know.
Yeah, you can't half the stuff you hear you can't believe.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's why, like, when they first started saying it was a guy, I remember I heard something about a scarf and a hat. So yeah, that would, cover up a little bit.
Yeah. The big thing that I wonder here is that I know that there's already things coming down here, and there's already changes in effect. I'm wondering, once you get to when you get to this level where it hits home, what happens with people? Do they double down on what they believe, or do they maybe say, look, let's look at something else?
YouTube?
Yeah, I think ultimately they're going to double down or triple down.
It doesn't change their outlook. It's still a gun. The gun's the fault.
It's going to change their outlook until it affects them.
Well, it is affecting them, obviously. I mean, they have to deal with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, for the negative, for the negative.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and they're not going to change. They're not going to go, oh, well, maybe we need to have more guns. No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, some people are saying that apparently she had a headscarf. I don't know, I don't know anything about that yet. I'm kind of trying to hold off, but there's. And I don't know what that implies. Like,
what's that supposed to mean? Yeah,
if there's some kind of implications or religious implications behind that, I don't know.
Does it really make any difference?
No, I don't think it does. I mean, there's so many reasons that things, could go wrong. This is just the world that we live in. Guess what? Stuff is going to happen, and you need to think about it, and you need to be prepared to deal with it on some level. That we're not safe. The expectation. Yes, we would all like to be safe, and it would be awesome if we could just all be safe and just float through the universe. But we are like tiny flecks of dust on a planet floating in an infinite universe that the planet itself that we're on is infinitesimal, and it's a violent universe that we live in. And every single thing out there is trying to kill us and destroy us. It's called nature and life and reality.
And YouTube.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. So there you go. Okay. So listen, should I pull some pictures from some people?
Yeah. Let's see some. Let's
see what pictures I'm getting. People sending me. Okay. I don't think I'm going to show that one. So let me see. I'm getting pictures of people looking at the show. See that, Walter? That's you in the background. There's a bird in the background. I see.
Did the screen break?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not yet. Not yet.
Okay.
It might melt down. It might melt down. So,
I need to have some historical smoking going on. That would really
yes.
maybe that'll get us kicked off of
warning.
YouTube.
This video contains historical shooting.
What type of effects come with
Who knows what gun this is right here?
I do.
What is it?
That's a Kel-Tec.
Yeah. It looks like a Gen. No, that's a Gen 2. Gen 2 it looks like to me. Gen 2 sub 2000 or something?
Yeah, sub 2000,
yeah.
But, speaking of sub 2000.
Do you have yours?
Speaking of, I've always got mine. Speaking of sub 2000.
Mm-hmm.
See if I can not shoot myself. Let's see here. Nope. Sub 2000. First gen.
Yeah. Old school.
Old school. Yeah. For the old guy, right?
Would you get the new one? Are you into the sub 2000s at all, Michael?
Actually, I said I was looking at getting one. So after I finish all this traveling around and all this other activities and adventures I'm in, I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. I'm gonna make out my wish list and put it into effect.
I like the concept. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
This one's been fixed. I haven't shot a lot since it was fixed by Kel-Tec. But
I think you did shoot it though, right?
Yeah, I did shoot it, and it was working better. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
They went through it and they did stuff to it. They did a lot of stuff to it actually.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm that's hats off to Kel-Tec in that respect. I shouldn't have had to send it back to begin with. So, but they did step up and fix it.
Yeah, it's good to know that they're still standing.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
But I do like the concept of the folding gun and the compactness of it. And it's very simple actually. It's just a basic blowback carbine. So I need to get out and shoot it some more and put it through its paces.
Right.
Is it really accurate?
I haven't had a chance to. This is what happened. I got this gun. It would go boom, boom, jam. Boom, boom, jam. But no matter what ammo.
And this was years ago. This was
right.
Years ago.
I bought it years ago. A customer or a friend wanted one. At the same time, I bought myself one. I don't know how his worked, but this thing was a jam-o-matic. So I just kind of put it away and forgot about it, And then Hank's gun, send it to Kel-Tec. Send it to Kel-Tec. They'll fix it. So I sent it to Kel-Tec, and they fixed it. And I just haven't had a chance to really take it out and shoot it much since I did that. So
yeah. I think it's a decent thing. I've got an old school one, I haven't done, people really modify the living crap out of them, which I think what you do is when you first get it, like Walter, you should test it.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't work, send it back to Kel-Tec. Do something about that.
A gun like this, I should be able to stick any 9mm and it should function.
Yeah.
To me, this is that kind of a gun where if you were really using it in a survival type situation, you might not have the best ammo to put in it. You might be using, as I call, floor sweepings, which is just stuff you find.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't shoot the miscellaneous, then to me it's useless. So
yeah.
I hate ammo prissy guns. Ones you only shoot certain types of ammunition.
Yeah. And I don't think those are necessarily like that.
No.
But you do have problems with them sometimes. I think that the second gen is a little bit better. I have an original gen. I don't really have problems with it. Like I said, I haven't modified it. So really you should find out like whether or not it's working. But
yeah, I've got that forearm kit that you gave me. I need to install that.
Yeah.
And I'll play with it some more.
Yeah.
Lately I just haven't had time for any projects. It's just like I've been too busy working. Ugh.
Yeah.
Now, the difference between the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 for that Kel-Tec, because when I was looking into it, I noticed like you can get the different magazines, whether it's a Glock, Smith & Wesson, or whatever magazine.
Beretta.
Same thing with Gen 1.
Yes, but it comes. It's not that you can get the different magazines. Is that the guns come set up to use the different magazines.
Correct.
So
right, and the newer ones have Picatinny rail out front.
Yeah,
they've got a different hand guard. So
it's more ergonomic. I think it works a lot better. It has.
I think they changed the grip a little bit. Mine has the grip is just not friendly. It's real sharp on the edges, and I think they took some of that out.
Yeah. Also, they like the front sight and stuff like that on the Gen 1s are plastic, and on the 2s they're aluminum.
Yeah, they're different. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, here's Nico. Nico sent me his active shooter response kit. There you go. There's a lot of pictures. A lot of pictures coming in from people. So let's see who. I'm not going through in any particular order. Let's see. Here's someone. It looks like people are sending in their more Kel-Tec pictures. This one's modified. You can see that. That's from Rob. Rob sent that one in. Chris Delby sent oh boy. You can guess why Chris Delby sent that and who that is. It looks like Senator Palpatine to me.
It's Hildebeest.
Yeah.
Hildebeest Clinton.
Let's see.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump on getting one of those Kel-Tecs.
Yeah.
I wanted to get that shotgun before anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and get that sub 2000.
You're gonna get the sub 2000? Okay.
Yeah, before the shotgun.
Yeah. And what is this? I'm not even sure what this is. Is this Springfield? I don't know. Or Smith & Wesson? I don't know. I don't think it's a Smith & Wesson. Is it Springfield?
I don't know.
So it says Millennium G2. Millennium G2.
That's probably a Taurus.
Taurus. Okay, there you go. He says he's got over 700 rounds through it. This is Chris. This is his AK. There you go.
Cool, man.
Get the AK going. What else is on your wish list, Mike?
Yeah.
Oh man, couple rifles. Like my buddy, he owns Delphi Tactical, so there's about 3 or 4 on that list. Handguns. I think I might just break down.
Get a 3-for-1 deal. You can get a 3-for-1 deal, like less than
3 per.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna think about it. But the whole thing is, if you go to Delphi Tactical, you can put in a code MWT10. You get 10% off.
What? Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I just tell everybody.
Is that on anything in the store?
On anything? Yeah, you just go in there and whatever you order, MWT10, you get it off.
Yeah. By the way,
Go ahead.
No, I'm listening.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure if you happen to call them and say something, they'll probably give you a little bit more off or send you some patches or a shirt or something.
Okay.
Ain't no telling with those guys.
Just say Mike sent you.
That's it right there.
By the way, it seems like people come to the show just to watch Walter. So here's a picture of Richard, and he's showing Walter. There you go. People enjoy the Walter.
Yeah,
they enjoy the Walter.
I'm animated at times. Yes.
Yeah, and he sent a picture of his dog. Yeah, he sent a picture of the dog also. This is let me see what this is. Is this a CZ? No, this is a Canic. Someone sent a picture of a Canic right there.
Oh, I'm close to getting a Canic.
Yeah, that's a. Oh, you haven't gotten a Canic yet?
No, if I think I'm gonna get one, I'm gonna get one of those ones that's suppressor ready.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a. Yeah. Exhale is sending pictures, of course, of Glocks. The Glock awesomeness from Exhale.
The Glock.
You know what I find is interesting? Everyone is watching the show, and when the show comes on, they just start sending me. That's fine. I'm not complaining. I mean, it's like.
By the way, you got 271 likes. Right.
Awesome. Yeah, I think we can hit 300. We can get to 300 likes, people. Jump on. We could do it. We could get to 300 likes. Make sure you press the things. Oh, okay. Do you want to read? Do you want to read the accolades of your adoring fans, Walter?
Walter is my machining hero. Thank you very much. I'm not worthy.
Yeah. Richard Mondo says #Walter 2020.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to take a pay cut.
Do it.
I'd vote for you, Walter. I'd vote for you at this point.
Yeah. Walter for president.
Yeah.
President of what?
I want to be the Minister of Defense. That's all I can tell you.
I want to be the Minister of the Wall.
The wall.
The wall. It's going to get interesting here pretty
What are
soon.
you going to do? What are you going to do with the wall? How are you going to fix this situation?
Well, if I
Put
was
you on the spot right
if
now.
I was the head cheese, the big boss man, I'd just declare a national emergency, and we would have the wall assembled in short order. So that's all.
Okay.
And he can do that if he wants. He can do all that stuff if he wants to, and he's probably about that far away from doing it. So just be patient. The left will freak out, but they get over that shit after a while.
Here's my plan. Here's my plan, Walter. I think this would work. I think will fix the whole border crossing situation, immigration, everything.
Oh no, here goes.
Here's what I think. We relocate all the cities like Chicago
to the border.
All those troubled cities, we relocate their asses to the border. That's what we do. And then people go, wait a second.
Wait a minute. I don't like this stuff.
No. Yeah.
I don't like this stuff.
Yeah.
I don't like the smell of the stuff across the border there.
We call the border the Badlands. That's what we do. Or we dig a big ass trench there that no one could climb up or get out of, and we put all those people in there. And you want to come to America? If you could get into your side of the trench and survive to get to the other side of the trench, you're good.
Yeah. No.
That'll be the prize. If you could make it through that, you'd be okay.
We're about to waste all kind of taxpayer dollars on this wall, sending the military down there. I read that one earlier today also.
Yeah.
So I'm like, we're about to waste all kind of money when the money could be used for other projects.
The money they'll save if they build the wall, and they'll save the money they spend on that with things like welfare and things like the incarceration of and the gang issue that we have in the country now.
Okay, I got another idea for the wall.
What's that?
You didn't like the last one, so obviously you didn't like it. I think we put on the wall, we put all the people who want to snort condoms through their nose and pull it out through their mouth, and all the people who want to do the Tide challenge, and all that kind of crap. We put those people, we put them down there, and if you can get past them, we let them offer those challenges. That a real thing? When they see that that's the representation of America, you know what? Forget it. If this is America, I don't even want to go in.
But is that the people snorting condoms? Is that really real?
Yes.
Was that really?
It's really real. Oh, wow. It's really real. Google that shit.
Now,
yes, it's real.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't get it.
But that's what's going to happen. That's why the people will say, they'll be like, wait. Why are we trying to get into America again?
Why?
This is what these idiots are doing. They're doomed. So we just put all those people on the border, man. That's how you make it, that's how you get rid of the neighbors. If you don't want anyone to move into your neighborhood, make your house look shitty. Make it look like, I don't want to live in this neighborhood. It happened to me and Lolo. We were looking at houses somewhere, and we went over there, and there was like 2 cars out on the lawn, and there were plastic bags in the car windows, and then the whole cars were packed up with junk, and the doors were open and stuff was falling out. And there was garbage bags up on the roof, and I was like, Lola, I'm not, because the real estate agent didn't want us to see that. She didn't want us to see that, so she just wanted us to go into the house. But the mistake that happened is I turned around and I saw this woman across the street, and she gave me like a weird look, and I kept saying to Lola, like, why is that woman giving us a weird look? She's like, what's wrong with you? You're too paranoid. I was like, no, something's going on. I didn't like the look on that woman's face. So I'm walking around looking out the windows, and on the side of the house, I looked out into the next door's yard, and I saw these 2 cars that looked like someone was living in there or whatever. And I was like, oh, hell no. That's how you hide your shit. Do you remember when you were a kid and your brother or your sister wanted your toy and you spit on it?
No, I didn't do that.
I never do that.
You put cooties on it, then it's proof. It's just cootie out the whole damn border, and no one's gonna try to come across there. No, you guys are. I'm pretty sure someone needs to put me in charge of the damn border.
Easier to build a big ass wall. We don't have to worry about cooties and all that stuff.
I'll fix this shit.
So
I'll fix it.
So will I. Put me in charge. I'll fix it.
Yeah. Mike Bryant wants to know if he missed all the YouTube talk.
Yeah.
And have they released any names? A little bit. I mean, we could always go back to it. I don't think they released any names
I
yet.
don't think it's going to be as exciting as people want it to be. Really, I don't.
These unfortunately, these kind of. I think it's big news because it's YouTube, right? So
if that wasn't at YouTube, if that was some guy's auto shop, they'd be like, "Oh, there was a shooting at this place in Bumfuck, Missouri, and that's next." You know, that'd be it. It'd be done. You know.
Yeah. Stefano Dog says, "I hate the backyard homeless." Me. He's talking about me. He says Hank hates the backyard homeless.
The backyard homeless.
Scott Lyon says, "Where do I sign up for the Magical Hank Strange email list?" That's at hankstrange.tv. There's a link in the description here. Just go and put in your YouTube thingy to watch the thing with the www dot. Just put in there hankstrange.tv and that'll take you to where you sign up for the email list. So
put that address in there like the old guys do, where they got to put www.
Hey, Hank, what? That's the URL.
The URL. The URL.
Keep him straight, man. Keep him straight.
Just go to that URL thing.
That URL thing,
yeah. That's where you find that nonsense.
Darn it. Put that URL in there. I'm digging through, this is my son's range bag at one time. I'm digging through it here to see what's in it.
What are you looking for?
A gun.
Oh, you're looking for a gun?
There's more than one gun in here, actually, I think.
Right.
So.
You know what? I actually bought a gun today.
What'd you buy? What'd you get?
Everyone's like, wait a second. Hank Strange bought a gun?
Oh, did you get my logo all right?
Let me find out. Where's my
Did you get another hot point?
Magazines full of ammo.
No, I didn't get another high point, but I'm not against that. I'd like to get a 10mm high point. Hey, Gabe, is he here? Yeah. Yeah, did you get that logo? Yeah, he got it.
All right, 10-4.
Guess what I bought? Okay, I'll give people guesses. So first of all, guess, did I buy a rifle or a pistol?
Is it a bullpup? Bullpup?
Oh, okay, Walter's on the right track.
Bullpup.
Yeah. Okay, Walter's on the right track. Okay, it's a bullpup. It's a rifle.
Sire.
Yes.
Because I know you wanted one of those bad, so that's why.
No, I haven't gotten it yet, but I ordered it.
Was it a deal?
I guess, yeah.
It doesn't matter. You wanted it, right?
Yeah. I gotta have an AUG in the collection. So
I know. I know that feeling. That's why I ended up buying that Vepr, because I had to have a Vepr. So.
Yeah. The surprising thing to me is I got Lola to agree to that.
Oh wow.
I was just taking a wild shot in the dark.
And she agreed, huh?
Because I do that all the time, but that just proves you wear them down.
Hey, summertime is coming around. Might be buying another car now.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
A new one?
They say that Babyface threw up on her car and she doesn't like it no more.
Oh, so you're saying that this is part of Lola's strategy?
Exactly.
Tit for tat. Tit for tat.
It's like, I think I'm getting a new car. Okay. You know what's funny? Yeah. Lola doesn't have to ask me for permission for any damn thing.
But she just do it and you wake up and be like, what in the world?
She wants.
Well, she the one making all the money anyway, so
she just handles all the money, right?
Yeah, she does. She does. I make a little bit of money.
I know.
I make a little bit. She's in charge of all the monies, though. That's how it goes. That's how it goes. Like around my home, Lola's in charge of all the monies.
I like it that way at my house. I don't like to mess with it. So
she always was. When I first met her and she was in school, she always worked, and but I was the one making most of the money. I just got my paycheck and took out money to put gas in my car. And then Lola got the money.
See, I don't have that luxury. It's just me, so I do all the cooking, all the cleaning, paying all the bills, but then also buy me everything I need and want.
Yeah.
You poor guy.
Yeah,
poor
it's
guy.
hard sometimes. It's hard.
I know. I now have another thing that we could do for the border. We take all the single so-and-sos like Mike, we put them down on the border.
That's not right. That's not right.
Hey, now you do remember I went overseas a couple times.
Yeah,
right?
he's already done that. He's already done all his time. That's not right. That's not right.
Like, wait a second, dude. I already did what I have to do.
It's the ones that haven't done anything need to go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. No, listen, in all seriousness, yeah.
But you know what? It mentioned that people would volunteer to go to work on that wall. I guarantee you people would volunteer to go.
If they could leave their name up in the wall.
Yeah. Oh, people would be more than happy. That's another thing. I don't understand why these politicians don't, they just don't get that thing that people like to help out.
Yeah. I want us to have like a Bond villain wall. Personally, I don't want a wall. I'll tell you that right now, because I think a wall is too boring. I think we need to do like a Bond villain.
Well, you need a deeper trench full of alligators or something?
Yeah, let's do a trench with alligators and sharks and stuff like that.
I'd be willing more of that. There's plenty of them in Florida.
Or we could just make a pit, like a gladiator pit, and whoever the hell can survive that thing.
Survive the pit.
Hey, okay, welcome to America. You just got through all that. Okay, fine. Yeah,
I thought they had like different militiamen working like in the gaps in certain areas.
Well, yeah, there's certain groups that are out patrolling areas. Yes, there are. Yeah. Because some of those areas are like the Wild West. Yeah. So with the smugglers and the drug runners and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Richard Hughes says he says alligators with lasers.
Lasers.
With freaking lasers. I think we can make it a sport. We should just do like in the 80s and 90s, those movies. Remember the movies like Escape from New York and all that.
Well, that's when people are trying to escape from New York.
Yeah, let's do Escape from Mexico. I think all of I think these are all good ideas, man. We're on to some stuff right here.
I don't know.
Speaking of good stuff, I see that you just hit 300.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Thank you to everyone out there that's hitting those thumbs ups. I believe we could do 400 tonight, people.
Yeah,
we could do 400 tonight. At some point in here, for the second time on the show, we're going to actually have someone that's in office, that actually voted on the SB 7026
tomorrow.
Tonight, we're having him tonight. He should be coming in. He's out there. He's out in the office side of what we're doing right now. But he voted no. His name is Matt Caldwell, and he's a representative, and he's running for agriculture commissioner. So I know I have a lot of people here who are in Florida. So if you're in Florida, let me know. Shout it out right now. But you don't have to be in Florida, because I guarantee you everyone in America knows somebody who lives in Florida.
So wants to know somebody who lives in Florida. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. So if you know someone that lives in Florida, we're going to get a chance to talk to Matt Caldwell. He's a rep. He voted no on that bill. He's running for agriculture commissioner, who signs, like, if you get a CCW, he signs that.
That's Adam Putman is the current one. He's running for governor. So this guy's going to take Adam Putman's spot.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's obviously other people, but I like to find the guys that are pro-gun. He was actually today working over. In the next couple of days, you'll see us put up this video, or sometime next week, because he was actually working in the gun store. So he's traveling around the state, and he's doing lots of things. I think he said yesterday he was out picking blueberries.
That's work.
Yeah, so he was out there picking blueberries today. We deputized him, and he was working in the gun stores.
Deputized him.
Yeah, he was selling. Yeah,
he was working the cash register.
Yeah, he was out there selling guns. He was fixing someone's gun. There was a guy that had some stuff he wanted to put together, and he was out there working on it. So at least at that, like, he came into a gun store and he didn't set on fire. So and he has no problem with he has no problem with guns. So he is a pro Second Amendment guy. We should see him at some point come in here, and then obviously you guys will get a chance to ask him questions.
Oh, well.
So I think we can get to 400 thumbs ups just based on that.
321.
Yeah, we'll have an opportunity to speak to him there. So let me know, all the people who are out there that are in Florida. Oh, I see the boss. The boss is creeping up on me.
Uh-oh.
Oh, is he signing autographs or something?
Sign.
Oh. Okay. Do you want to come on here for a second? No, why not? Jamon, come say hi to the people.
The peeps.
Hey, here he goes. Here's the boss. There he goes. Here, you can put these on.
Who's on today?
Yeah. I've got Mike from MW Tactical, and I've got Walter. from Safety Harbor Firearm.
Cool.
There he goes. He just escaped from prison. That's why he's wearing the orange jumpsuit.
Orange jumpsuit. All right.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Mike's here as well. So this is Big Daddy himself right here.
Nice.
You know, and now famous of the Big Daddy Unlimited.
Yes, we're rolling it.
Yeah.
It's working.
Yes, it is working. We've got over like 1,000 people, right?
Yep. More every day.
Exactly. Yeah. And you know, we're always at some point here we'll probably talk to people about Big Daddy Unlimited. We're always talking about it.
We'll definitely do that.
Yeah. What's the quick pitch for Big Daddy Unlimited while we got
dealer
you?
direct pricing on over 130,000 items, $9.99 a month, membership fee, direct ship to you or to your dealer.
There you go.
Boom.
No BS.
Yes.
Boom. That's it, man.
Absolutely. Changing the world. It's like the Amazon Prime.
For guns.
Yeah, for guns.
And
Sounds good.
Are you guys take obviously taking FFLs for other people in other places, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the next thing that'll be on there is a FFL, not approved list, but people who are supportive of it.
Mhm.
That, hey, yeah, sure, ship it to our shop first.
Right.
Yeah.
People that kind of get what we're doing.
Yeah. There's a lot of improvements that are going to be coming along. So that's why we got Babyface in here.
Where?
Well, he's not here right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We do transfers.
We're growing.
Yeah.
for other
We're
people.
growing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right, I'm going to
Okay.
step out so Hank
Yeah.
can put his real guest in here.
Yeah, I think I see Matt. So thanks,
All right.
man. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it.
See you
Thank
guys.
you. Yeah, we'll have him come on. There you go.
Sweet.
Tony, that's Big Daddy Guns. I know he doesn't look exactly like Big Daddy. But
What's a Big Daddy look like anyway?
Okay. Come on in. Let's bring in Matt. We'll talk about what Big Daddy looks like. Matt, I don't know if Matt looks here. You could put these on, Matt. There you go. So here he goes, guys. Thanks for coming on the show.
Yes,
by the way.
sir. Absolutely.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So here he is. This is Matt Caldwell. He's a current representative here. Can you hear?
No, I'm not getting anything.
Go ahead, guys. Talk.
Hello.
Oh, there we
There
go.
you go.
Hey,
There you go.
go.
So
All right.
these are my guest hosts tonight. You have Mike right here from MW Tactical,
Excellent.
and
How's it
where
going for you?
Hey,
where are
man.
you, Michael? What state are you in?
I'm in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay, he's in Columbia, South Carolina, and Walter is here in Florida. He's in Safety Harbor.
Cool,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah, he's the owner of Safety Harbor Firearms, and of course we've got like hundreds of people out there. Hundreds of people. If you look here, this is the scroll going up. So tell us a little bit about yourself first, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. So my family's been in Florida about 200 years. I've grown up here my whole life. Got involved in politics when I started volunteering just when I was in college, and been in the House of Representatives here in Florida for the last 8 years, and now I'm running for Commissioner of Agriculture, going after it up and down the road all the time.
Okay, very cool. And so you're obviously serving during the SB 7026
Yes, sir.
fiasco,
Yes,
and you voted no.
I voted no.
Okay, do you want to tell us why you voted no?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely.
oh.
I want to start there. I'm going to start there.
Yeah. We're gonna go after it. No, listen. The portions of the bill that said that 18, 19, 20-year-olds weren't able to buy a gun, that didn't make any sense to me. What does that have to do with what happened in Parkland?
Yeah.
And you're talking about just right now 600,000 Floridians that are that age. They lost some of their civil rights. The next
Absolutely,
day.
yeah.
They didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
That's totally unconscionable.
And they're adults.
Yeah, and they're adults.
Yes.
They've perfectly been able to buy weapons, defend themselves, go hunting, do whatever they want to do in exercising their Second Amendment right. And now they can't
Right.
because of virtue of this bill. So I certainly couldn't support that. Didn't think it was worth it. And look, the other issues are important: school safety, mental health. Absolutely, these are the things we should be focusing on and working on. But it was just a bad deal. I couldn't support it.
Okay, very good, man. I'm glad to hear that, by the way. I appreciate that. Just one thing. Why do you think so many other guys that we thought would see it, see exactly what you saw? It's very sensible. Why did so many other people not see that and then go ahead and push this through? And now it's law. Yeah,
I mean, ultimately, I think they felt like they had to act. Obviously, I disagreed with them. But they felt like there was something they had to do, and they were comfortable with those changes. And it is true. We fought back a lot of things that the Democrats wanted to do. I mean, some pretty outrageous things, starting with the first day when we came back and they made a motion to pull that bill out of committee and bring it to the floor that would have banned assault weapons. When, of course, you read the definition, it banned all
everything.
Weapons,
yeah,
anything that was in any way semi-automatic. And in fact, I went on the next day. I went on CNN, and Brooke Baldwin was the host, and she kind of ambushed me and just went after me. And we got into a pretty pretty strong argument about it.
Okay, cool.
I felt like I held my own, just saying, look, read the bill.
Yeah.
The great thing about living in Florida, we're a sunshine state. You can see the bill. It's on the House website.
Absolutely.
You read the definition, and you tell me it doesn't ban nearly every single gun, because it did ban nearly every single gun.
Yeah.
And so, look, there was a lot of those fights that we had to have, and they were proposing some pretty crazy things. But at the end of the day, you know, I disagreed with my colleagues that supported it. I didn't think we had to do something for it to be that. I do think we had to do something. I think we have to be serious about school safety. I think we have to be serious about the fact that 98% of mass shootings happen with a sign on the door that says gun-free zone. And the criminals and the crazies ignore it.
You're advertising.
You're advertising
come in and victimize us.
The perfect example is the shooting and the nightclub shooting in Orlando. The guy went away from the place that had armed guards.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't need to explain it. You don't need to make stories about it. That's reality.
Yeah.
So they're going to go to the soft targets every time.
And perhaps what we should do, I think what went wrong with that bill is that they put everything in one. You know, perhaps we should separate these things and come at each one of these things separately. And I know one of the reasons why everyone did it was for the school itself, right, to make it safer, except there's a poison pill in there that if the local sheriff vetoes it and says you can't, you know, have people in the school that are armed, it can't happen, which the local sheriff there already said they wouldn't.
Yeah, the school safety program that was designed in the law is totally dependent on the sheriff and the school board being participants in it. But at the end of the day, you know, folks should be able to protect themselves. Concealed weapons permit holders are the safest people in society. There's no argument about this. This group of people doesn't commit crimes, not any crime, not just violent gun crime.
No, because we want our gun rights.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. Right. So my wife's a teacher. I don't want her having a gunfight at the school, but I want to get rid of the sign in the door that says "Come in and attack her" because she can't defend herself.
Yeah, and if there's someone there that is capable of defending her or other people there, you want that person to be there. Absolutely. You know, we see it every day in society. We're talking today about what happened at YouTube. You know, it happens everywhere in society. People need to be able to stand up to it because no matter what, people are going to use whatever they can to hurt other people when they become, you know, when those people become
absolutely
broken.
I mean, look, you look at London, you know, they'll drive cars into crowds, they'll throw acid on people, they'll stab people. That's not, there's not, people are still dead and people are still.
I think the murder rate there is higher than it's ever been right now. And that's a place that hasn't had guns since the late 60s, early 70s.
There's a lot of factors involved with that.
Yeah.
Including immigrants. But
yeah. So let's talk about so you're running now for agricultural commissioner. What does that entail here in Florida?
Sure. So the ag commissioner office is pretty broad. Obviously, it deals with farming and ag, and we're a huge farming state. Still the second biggest industry. 300 plus commodities from you know, traditional cotton and tobacco and soybeans in the north. You got cattle and citrus in the middle, and you got exotic fruits and vegetables down in South Florida.
We pretty much have everything. I think what does it take to drive from one end of Florida to the other? Like
you're probably doing 1,000 miles. Now. Yeah, it's around. In fact, so if you drive from Pensacola all the way to Key West, it takes longer than to drive from Pensacola to Chicago.
Wow.
Yeah,
I believe it.
It's a big state. Well, we're clocking in on about 60,000 miles. After nearly 11 months on the road.
Okay, so you've been traveling around as part of the campaign now, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I know I was telling the folks you were in the gun store today.
Yep.
So you actually work. How did that go? We deputized you.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Great to learn more about the industry, to learn about what really goes on behind the counter, as it were. And that's part of the goal of the campaign. You know, the best CEOs are the ones that have worked in the stockroom. And if I'm going to legitimately understand how to oversee and regulate, you know, hundreds of different kinds of businesses, and and we were going to say before, more than just ag, you know, if it's outside, if you wash your hands, it's a job the commissioner oversees. So auto repair, amusement parks, the county fair, pest control.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff under there now.
It's a pretty diverse portfolio. And so, but I need to understand what their issues are. I need to understand how well the department works with them, and what are the things we need to do to address, you know, issues there might be, and hear what they're frustrated with. And I'm sure it's no surprise most of their frustrations are the federal government, same as the rest of us. You know,
yes,
they just want an answer on all these questions that just never seem to be answered. The feds just don't want to be serious about answering for them.
Right. Okay, cool. Now, I'm always telling people to go out there and vote. people don't want to vote because they think they're always just voting for the president or, something like that. But when you go out and vote, you're voting for the local people.
Yeah.
And when things like this happen, you want to be able to rely on the local guys. Here's a guy that could, I hope, becomes an agricultural commissioner here. We're talking face to face. You have to go out and support these people, right? But there's a couple of things that have to happen there. For us, most of my audience, they're gun guys. So one, they would want to know where you're at on guns.
Sure. The
Second Amendment, like from your mouth. Do you want to tell us where you're at with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, our rights come from our Creator. They don't come from the Constitution. The Constitution is to try to keep the politician from taking those rights away. That's the way I understand the way the world works, the way the universe works, the way our rights work, and where they come from. And that's the way I've voted and the way I continue to vote in the process. I'm proud throughout my career. I've had an A+ with the NRA every year. I've been in the legislature. I've been a life member long before I ever ran for office. Want to really stand up for the Second Amendment. That's when you. Do
you own guns? That's the thing we want to know. You own guns?
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you do with guns typically?
I'm a hunter. I enjoy bird hunting, quails, things like that, pigs. Love to go hog hunting.
Yeah, we got lots of those.
You can have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
there's some cool guys now that got to do some nighttime scope work with the pigs. That's a lot of cool fun.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet, but I would like to.
You definitely need to do that. We'll see if we can hook that up.
Oh, absolutely, that would be great. So now, what can the folks out there do to help you out?
Sure. Every campaign, whether you're running for dog catcher or you're running for president, you got to have grassroots help and you got to have fundraising. There's no way to get that done. You're looking at maybe 2 million people that are going to vote in August in the primary. So one piece of mail, that's $1 million.
Okay.
Just right off the bat. But they can go to our website, votecaldwell.org. VOTE Caldwell.
We actually have a link to that in the description of this video. You guys can go check that out.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one thing they could do.
You go there and you can both donate and also hit the volunteer link, and we can put people to work, and whatever that is, door knocking, making phone calls, working events for us around the state. I can't be everywhere.
Right, absolutely.
You got 67 counties, and every weekend there's some kind of fair or event going on where we could have volunteers show up and say, hey, we're supporting Matt Caldwell. You need to know about him. Yeah.
Also, what you guys can do out there, I think, is, you've got social media, right?
Yes, sir.
What social media are you on?
So we're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. The handle for Twitter and Instagram both is @MattCaldwell_FL.
Okay.
And then on Facebook, easy enough. Just look up Matt Caldwell, and you'll see the guy who's got the cowboy hat on.
Right. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So if you're in Florida, I recommend that you check out Matt Caldwell. I'm not telling you to support him. Check him out. See what he's saying. Obviously he's going all over the state, so you should see him. But even if you're not in Florida, I was just saying, I think like everyone knows someone who's in Florida, and what you could do to help is tell those folks that that are your friends on Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, to check him out and help support him. What we need to do is get guys that are really truly pro Second Amendment, in these offices. That's how we avoid losing our access to the Second Amendment, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It all depends on who you elect to the office and whether or not they really understand. And everybody knows somebody in Florida. With 1,000 people a day that move here, there's somebody listening to this that's getting ready to move here tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they're gonna care about what's going on with the Second Amendment.
Yeah, awesome. And we're changing the game here, guys. I don't know if you see this that much. A lot of people could talk about what's going on. What I'm trying to do is actually change the game, and I give a lot of kudos to Matt for coming on this live show here. We enjoyed you coming on, man.
Yeah,
I don't know
absolutely.
if there's some if you need to come on again, let us know, man. You can always dial in and let us know if there's things going on
Glad
here
to do it.
and you have an opinion on it. And I personally would like to be able to do what I can to help you out.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thank you,
man.
guys.
All right. I don't want to hold you up. I know you were out there partying.
Yeah.
These folks wanted. I told them you were at a soiree.
Well, I don't know. It was quite a soiree.
It wasn't a soiree.
We were talking. Well, I mean, it had like chicken fingers and
chicken fingers. Okay.
So
yeah,
it wasn't some kind of champagne dinner.
No.
But good folks.
That's not how we soiree around these parts. Do you guys have any questions before Matt goes?
God. No. Well, I think you pretty much answered them for the most part. Yeah. Who's your person for governor?
Walter came right in.
No, well, listen, I'll tell you.
Is your replacement a suitable governor?
So
the person you're trying to replace, Adam Putman.
So he and I met before I got in the race, and we agreed we'd stay out of each other's race. We got relationships both directions, so I'm going to keep to that commitment. He's not getting involved in my primary. I'm not getting involved in his.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes,
Mike, do you have any questions?
Just what's your take on Mark Rubio's stance of lowering the age or raising the age for buying a rifle?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as I said, I voted against that with the Senate bill, and I didn't think that made any sense. And look, I was Marco's county chair in 2009 when he was running against Charlie Crist, supported him throughout his career, and so, but you know, where we disagree, I'm gonna be honest about it. I don't think that's the right way to go, and I think, you know, adults have the right to exercise their constitutional guaranteed liberties. And
I didn't shoot anybody. You didn't shoot anybody. Hank didn't shoot anybody. So why we've been penalized?
Yeah, it's exactly.
Yeah,
right.
absolutely. And then if you're 18 in Florida and we say you're an adult,
yeah, then they treat you like a child.
Yeah, and we're denying you the ability to defend yourself. At this point, you can't buy a handgun.
All they want you to do is vote.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, and that's exactly right. I mean,
you can't drink anymore. You're
18, 19, 20 years old.
You can't do anything.
You're able to serve in the military, but you're able to buy a gun unless you serve in the military. It really didn't make any sense.
No. And you grew up here in Florida, right?
Yeah.
So you know for a fact that there's lots of 18, 19, 20-year-olds that are on their own in Florida.
Yeah.
Right?
Women that live by themselves that need that kind of thing too. You know what?
Absolutely. Yeah. Anybody who wants to protect themselves should be able to protect themselves.
Right. Or go hunting, or do whatever. Yeah, it's not. Once again, they're being penalized for the acts of someone else. Actions of somebody else. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, listen, man. I won't hold you up. I know you got lots more things to do. Thank you, though. We appreciate you coming on. And it's mattcaldwell.org, right?
VoteCaldwell.org.
VoteCaldwell.org.
Yes, sir.
As well as Matt
Actually,
Caldwell.
I think we bought mattcaldwell.org in case
just in case.
There. Yeah,
just in case.
Should send you the right way.
Send people there. We do have a link to it here in the description, so you guys can go check that out. Follow him on social media. Talk to him, see what he's out there saying, and then tell other people that are here in Florida about it. Let's help him out to do this, because as Matt said, this is a very, very expensive process.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You guys take it easy.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Don't go with our headphones.
Yeah.
We need those
I'll leave those
back.
here.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's do the picture.
Smile.
Yeah. Do you guys see how like I freeze?
You're pretty as.
Okay. How's that? Good.
Damn it. Come on.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, brother.
Appreciate y'all.
Okay. You too. All right. There you go, guys. I'm sure we've got lots of comments and stuff like that. I try to like hit them with questions. I'm sure. Let's see. Someone says, VolsXV said, yep, you're an adult now, so go live out on your own, but don't dare defend yourself. Absolutely. I think Matt sees that. And there are people here in Florida that see that, and that's what I'm always trying to tell people. We have options, and you need to.
Aside from that part of it, the whole bill sucked.
Yeah, there's lots of things.
You're not going to fix mental health and the security thing by. You can't throw it all in one big bundle like they did, but they did, and they got away with it this time. So,
Yeah. Joshua Levy was asking the question: does Matt know who decides what devices are actually banned? You know what? I think ultimately that does come down to the Attorney General. And we actually had someone who was running for Attorney General a couple of weeks ago, Jay Fant. But that's where that's going to come down to, by the way. So the governor signs this thing, and ultimately an Attorney General has to come in here and decide what they're going to prosecute and what they're not going to prosecute. But it's still a weird kind of situation.
And that can come down to the local law enforcement guy that picks you up.
Yeah, I think it's all unconstitutional.
If you get picked up by a sheriff that's pro-gun, he might go, "This is silly shit. Get out of my place. Get out of here." You get picked up down in Miami-Dade. Next thing you know, you're on 20 different charges. So.
Yeah. That's what I think. That's what I think. That's awesome about it.
Bad.
So there you go.
It's the whole thing is bad.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know what other comments we have. Mike, do you have any comments or anything? I don't know. I wasn't looking at the comments there.
I know you're too busy smiling.
I'm just right here talking in chats. A couple people asking questions, and we just talking back and forth. Getting insight on different things.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, okay. I guess we're approaching 400. Is that true?
350.
There we go. Okay. I think we can do it. 350.
I think Mike
is our lucky charm tonight.
Hey, that's it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
what was that last one that Kevin did where he was talking about Rob's podcast? What was the number then?
Oh, Rod, I can't remember. I think we did over 500.
500 that night. I think he brought all his peeps in that night.
Hey, if we get over 500, I'm giving Katie a hug on this show.
I don't know if he wants that.
Hey, no matter if he wanted, it's like
yes. Okay. Oh, really? Oh, wow. Wow. Okay.
He's got no choice.
Yeah. So seriously, go ahead. If there's
no,
hit it.
No, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for after you.
No, I was going to say, if there's people here in Florida, you just saw this guy, he came on the show, that to me, that means something.
Yep.
They always had the option of not coming and not doing things like this,
Yep.
But he not only came here, he's showing up, he's traveling around the country. He showed up at the store today and was working there in the gun store. I'm sure there's people out there that would like to use that particular thing against him,
Why?
at some point, of course, because, there's people who are not like us.
Well, I mean, how can you bash somebody for having some experience in an industry? Right. I mean, whether he's working at the hot dog stand at the fair, learning how they're doing that, which they regulate, I guess they do, or working in the gun shop, which I guess they do the licensing or the part of that. You can't blame somebody for wanting to know how. What I would blame somebody that said, "No, I don't need to do that. I'm too smart. I know everything. I don't need to know that."
Yeah, I think it's good to take the time and go out there and talk to the people that you're going to have some influence over their lives, and see how it is in all different aspects. So
and get to see what did he mention? He touched on the fact about the amount of people that are employed in the gun business. Who just talked about that? Somebody mentioned that about people. Was it Mike that said that people are employed by gun shops and the gun industry and things like that? I don't think people realize how many people's incomes are dependent on the industry. Whether it's manufacturing or selling the materials of people who manufacture things, or the retail end of it, or even the people in Tallahassee doing the background checks. Somebody's got to do that.
There's these particular laws that went into effect here affected people in so many ways. I mean, you remember there was some other gun store owners that came on and said a whole bunch of people went into limbo.
Oh yeah, because now they're not old enough.
Yeah, no, it's not just that. The minute they signed those laws, the whole what's the name of the Florida system? Because Florida has its own system.
Yeah, it's got its own system. It doesn't have a special name. It's just
that whole system it shut down a whole bunch of people and put their stuff into limbo. And these guys are talking about it. I speak to people like that all the time. I was talking to a guy in the store that went into some kind of craziness happened, and he had to do a lot of stuff to get his gun released, which he had happened today. But there's lots of other people that's not happening because of what's going on. So
there's an appeal process when you get a non-approval and something like that. You can appeal it.
Yeah,
it doesn't always go for you, but there is a way to do it. Just
Cyrus 308 says Caltech employs a lot of people. There's quite a few gun manufacturers in Florida other than Caltech, but yes, Caltech is responsible for about, I think, something like 250 people.
Oh.
At least. I know it's somewhere under 300, but it's over 200. That's a lot of people.
And they got the people that supply the materials. You got the people that, it's even it's something as simple as your electricity and all that stuff. So you use a lot of things when you manufacture stuff. So,
there's taxes that go to the local.
Right. I mean, I'm paying my landlord rent. Unfortunately, but you got
to buy you a building. I say come down to Gainesville, buy a building here in Gainesville.
Yeah, it's a long commute though, man.
Because so that you'll be closer to me, the closer for me to harass you with. What was the thing in Red Riding Hood where the wolf said, Red Riding Hood said, "Why do you have such big eyes?
The better to see you with."
Yeah. Why do you have such big teeth? So that kind of thing. I think if you were here, it would be easier for me to harass you.
Harass me. Yeah. Bless your heart.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. There are a lot of people employed by the industry. I don't know if everyone knows that. Okay. Steve O'Bear says, is Is Peggy making Walter pay rent? Richard Hughes says the strip club is a block away. I don't know what he's talking about there.
This place is paid for, by the way, so I don't think. Thanks to Barack Obama, by the way.
The house. But why? So yeah, I think he's talking about the shop, because you said that you're paying rent on the shop.
Yeah, shop. Yeah, right. The house is paid for thanks to Barack Obama, by the way. That's what.
Yeah.
The world's greatest gun salesman. Yeah.
You got to buy a shop.
I know that's on the docket, man. We're working on it.
Yeah, Carl Carson said this thing at YouTube didn't happen. I don't know. Are you seeing any other comments, Mike? I'm trying to go through here. I missed a whole bunch of them, so I'm just trying to see if I missed anyone or what went on.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
It was going back and forth for the whole YouTube talk, but that was like close to the beginning of the show when that comment was being made.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on people's. A lot of people say these shootings haven't happened and everything else too, and it's like, really? Now the shootings have happened. That's not.
It's believable that things happen in society. I know it's really weird.
I don't know how you can.
I get it.
People died. It's not. That's like saying that Las Vegas didn't happen. But what do you mean it didn't happen? It happened. People died. It happened. It might not happen the way they're telling you it happened, but it happened. Yes.
Yeah, I think we can have the debate of whether or not things are getting worse or crazier and all that kind of stuff.
They are, actually.
We
live in a time now where everything is, boom, there's an active shooter. It's everywhere. You don't even know what's going on. You don't know the facts. You don't know this, but there's an active shooter. Everybody stops.
Right.
An active shooter.
Richard Harper says 300,000 jobs in the firearms industry, according to
at least,
the NSSF,
and jobs that actually pay decent wages for the most part. So, oh well, at least in my shop, anyways. God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you have to pay people a decent wage to get decent results most of the time. So that's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so should we flip through and look at some other news? I think Mike had to go away for a second here.
Oh, look at that! I'm looking at the firearms blog.
Okay, let me see. Let me go over to the firearms blog. What awesomeness is? Let me see.
I'm my Tokarev pistol.
Is there there's a new one, right?
They experimented with a double stack magazine and a Tokarev pistol. I like that kind of stuff, like experimental stuff and stuff like that. I'm easily amused when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Did you see this tank thing in the firearm blog?
Tank thing. What tank?
It says,
yeah.
Historian builds replica American tank from WW1.
Yeah, I've seen that. It's fiberglass and wood versus all steel.
That's interesting.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's movie quality.
It's French.
Yeah, it's Renault.
Yeah.
Renault, yeah. The Americans use that tank also. A whole bunch of them. Lots of them, actually.
Okay, cool.
I've seen one in person. They're cute little tanks, if there is such a thing as a cute tank. Because it's little. It's little.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because I was about to say, what?
I have a soft spot for them,
Oh, to you, that's cute. Okay, I get it.
Yeah,
I understand.
I was speaking of that.
What do you think is sexy? If you think that's cute, what's sexy as a tank to you?
Sexy as a tank,
or like a military thing.
A Panther. The World War II Panther tank is
the Panther is sexy.
German. That's sexy. The Abrams is badass. Our Abrams tank pretty kick ass.
We're still using those.
Oh yeah,
we stopped.
Okay. We have them. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
There's a lot of the Leopard. The German Leopard is a really cool tank. There's a lot of really good armor out there from other countries.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a cute little tank, that Renault.
So if we all got together and chipped in and bought you a tank, we would have to get you basically a Panther.
Oh, swing!
You would love us all.
You'd have to do some serious pitching to get a Panther.
What type of tank are we talking about here?
He was asking about sexy tanks, and I said a World War II German Panther. But then I brought the Abrams up. I like the Abrams because it's just badass.
Yeah. So you say, like, how expensive are those now?
A Panther?
Yeah.
It's hard to say because there's not that many operating Panther tanks. So
okay, so what about an Abrams? Those have to be up because we have
none of those for sale. That's so.
Oh, okay.
Probably a beat up Abrams probably spend $1 million. So if you can get one.
Adelaide says a sexy tank. Laugh out loud. What's up, Mike?
I was going to ask you. I don't know if you ever been to a military reservation and seen like how they got the tanks and all that like displayed around posts. But I've always wondered if you just walk in and happen to find a key and start it up, would it start up, or did they just make it where it's just a display?
I know my only experience with that. I was never in the military. My only experience with that is when I went to school in Nigeria. I went to actual military schools. The part of Nigeria that I lived in was actually mostly the people that lived up there was in the northern part, so they were Muslim. But so the schools were Muslim and military, and they had tanks on the school grounds.
Yeah.
And I went in those tanks, but I could never figure out how to get them started. So, but I know they had the tanks and they were open. They don't put on they don't click the button and put on the alarms and the doors close and all that. So I'm assuming you could, right, Walter? I mean, are there keys or how does that work?
Usually not a key. No, there's not a key because if you think about it, what happens if the key gets lost?
Right.
I know for the Bradley, it doesn't have a key, and the only key is just to secure it.
They might have a lock on some locks on the hatches on the outside to keep people out. But
so do you have to like wind up something or pull a thing like on a lawnmower? Just tell me. Next, I want to know.
There's probably there's a lot of times there's a main power switch to turn the power on, and then there's like switches for the fuel pumps and stuff. And once you get that all going, then you just hit the go button and
it's the old school remote start. No key.
I know we tried I tried like the bejeebus to get those tanks running when I remember that. I was like, oh wait, tanks?
Tanks.
Yeah. So it was a big deal to figure out how to get inside those bad boys.
Yeah.
And that just goes show you like these were military schools and they had tanks on the property. There were no guards or anyone.
Yeah.
The tanks were just parked out there. I'm not really sure what the hell they were parked there for. So I tried. If I can go back in a time machine, I'm gonna tell my younger self just flip a bunch of switches.
Yeah. Flip some switches, see some lights come on, or the gauges go, and then you know you got the power on. And probably those tanks. There's a good chance those tanks were Russian, and if they're Russian, I don't know if the language would be in English or it would be in Russian or Swahili or whatever.
I doubt those things even worked. A lot of places like that, they have this stuff and it doesn't even work.
It's just a show for a display.
Yeah, to make people think that they're doing something, but it doesn't work. So yeah. You never stole any tanks, Mike? Come on now.
I stole a tank.
Hey, I value my paycheck and my rank too much in the military.
And your freedom.
Hey, now I did take a Humvee one time, but I just took the Humvee store to shop at, and then I came right back, and nobody ever noticed it was missing.
Okay.
I walked 3 miles to the shop at. We was at a training site in Louisiana.
Okay.
There was an interesting story I think it's on Fox. I didn't even know about this. I guess a guy back in 1969 was a service guy, was stationed in England, and he was real homesick, and he actually stole a C-130 and took off out over the English Channel, and he was never seen again.
Really?
They don't know if he was shot down or if he just crashed. But yeah, they're actually trying to look for the remains of the thing.
The wreckage. Yeah, Rod Mills says Panzer. I guess it's a Panzer. Yeah.
Panzer. Yeah, that's the German word for tank.
Which means, does Panzer mean panther?
No, Panzer is a German word for tank.
Oh, it's just a German.
That's what they call them, the Panzer. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Okay,
yeah.
So
as far as I
Panther with a TH is not a tank.
That is, yes, the Panther is a particular model.
It's a particular model of the Panzer.
Yes.
So there's a Panzer Panther.
Well, I guess you could say that. Yes.
Oh, damn it!
Complicating things, Rod Mills. Stop complicating things. No, the Panther was a result of the Russian T-34. When the Russians came on the scene with the T-34, the Germans got caught off guard. So they came up with the Panther. And then they came up with the Tiger also, which is a lot bigger than the Panther. So, yeah, there's there's not very many operating Panthers anymore. So
what's that, Mike?
I was saying Walter's pretty smart on tank history. There.
Oh, he knows about some military shit. Don't ask him about movies. Unless it's a military movie, don't ask him. Ask him about Biggie Smalls. He's like, what?
I know who he is. I just don't know the in-depth story behind it. Now, ask me about some, other generals maybe, and I might know about it a little bit.
Oh, okay. Yeah, tanks definitely. He knows.
I'm actually impressed that Walter knows all this stuff.
That's my hobby, man. That's one of my hobbies.
Yeah, he's a military vehicle dude. He's got some heavy machinery now.
All right, so let me ask you this, Walt.
Yes,
let me ask you this. Back in the day, there at Fort Benning, there was general. I'm not going to say his name. I'm just going to see if you know the time period and the vehicle. Okay. There was a couple soldiers from Fort Benning over on the Georgia side got locked up in Phoenix City on the Alabama side, and the sheriff wouldn't let them out of jail. All right. And now it's been rumored, but it's also stated as true, but it was in the newspaper also, so I guess it is true. This general took a tank on the bridge, pointed it at the police department, and said, if you don't let those soldiers out, it's about to go down.
I never heard about that.
Oh, you never heard about that?
I never heard about that one. That's good though.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't remember the name. I don't want to say the wrong name of the general. So
yeah.
But yeah, that's
going to be getting investigated.
No, that was back when it was they were still living in tents. So
I never heard about that one. That's pretty funny though.
Yeah.
I guess they let them go, huh?
Yeah, they let them out. Because I think what it was they was getting ready to deploy. Because back in the day, it isn't like we have planes. We get on a plane and we go someplace. They had to get on a boat and travel for like 4 or 5 months before they got over to Europe.
Oh,
Yeah. Carl Carlson wants to know. Carlson says, Hank, can we go to Nigeria together? Okay.
Oh man, I don't know.
I enjoyed my time in Nigeria. Yeah, I enjoyed my time in Nigeria. I'm not quite sure if I'm going back.
I think I'd have to go with Blackwater to Nigeria.
Yeah, I was young. I was young then, and I did some crazy shit. My dad would take me to school, and I would leave and be walking around the village, and he would happen to drive through and see me like in the village. He's like, "What the hell are you doing?" So I'm pretty lucky. I mean, and they used to kidnap kids, especially the foreign kids like me. They would kidnap you to use you in voodoo rituals, probably to make voodoo bullets, like that article on the firearm blog.
Man,
yeah, with the voodoo bullets. I still don't. That's not April Fool's. I'm pretty sure that's real.
I don't know, man. There's some weird ideas over in that part of the world. So
yeah. Let me see. There was something else I was going to tell you about. Is it the ARX 100? Did I see that the ARX 100 might be
ARX 100?
Yeah. Where did I see that? Oh, here we go. The Truth About Guns has an article. Says, is the end there for the Beretta ARX 100? I'm afraid we might be seeing the end of the Beretta ARX 100. I hope I'm wrong, but its price has hit rock bottom, with sellers offering the rifle for as low as 50% off MSRP. What?
I have seen those really inexpensive, and I was real tempted. That's not a bad rifle. It's funky looking when you look at it, but when you actually hold it, it's pretty cool.
It's lightweight. It's lightweight. So
I've seen them at the SHOT Show before, and I was like, wow, this is a cool gun.
It says Classic Firearms is asking only $8.99.
I've seen them less than that, actually.
Yeah. Huh. I wonder if it's on Big Daddy Unlimited. Big Daddy. You guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna log into Big Daddy Unlimited right now.
So what
hold on a sec. And if you don't know what Big Daddy Unlimited is, like Tony said earlier, it's basically a membership. You pay $10 a month and you get access to wholesale prices. So you can, in 1 or 2 purchases, you make all the money back that you spend in a year. And you get to buy the things at wholesale like your local gun store would do. So it's like the Amazon for guns, the Amazon Prime for guns. What were you going to ask? Were you going to ask me something?
I'm going to ask Mike something. When you were in the military, what kind of military vehicles you ride in?
I was Bradley because I was infantry. So, that was a limo for us.
Okay.
But, outside of a Humvee or LMTV,
Right.
or
I have one of those.
but which one? The
Both of
LMTV?
Both of them.
Oh,
Humvee
wow.
and it.
Wow. Party over at Walt's house.
I told you. I thought I was kidding.
But yeah, so as far as armored vehicles, like looking at it from a tank perspective, the only thing I know about is the Bradley. I never rode on an Abram, but I had an invite, but I never took the invite because, the whole between tankers and infantry, you know how we do it at times.
Right. That's cool. So the Bradley, Bradley started out kind of had a rough existence when it first started, but I guess they worked out all the problems with it.
Yeah, considering that the newer ones got AC in them.
Yeah, can you imagine being in the desert without it? It's like I don't understand that.
Man.
Yeah, they were designed.
The first time we went to Iraq.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that the first time we went to Iraq, it was a heat tank, so then we had to put more other vehicles with us on the missions we went on,
right.
just so we could stay cooler, But the newer ones they have, because there's so much computer technology in them now, they have to keep it cool.
Yep. No, that's those are it's unfortunate that the U.S. military does not surplus off any of their armor. Anything that's armor is not available for us civilians. They don't trust us, I guess, because they've got hundreds of M113s sitting out in the desert, and they'll rather scrap them.
That's so weird, right? How the government doesn't trust us, but we should trust them.
Here's the crazy part: England, you can't own a 22 in England, but you can buy a Chieftain main battle tank. It doesn't. I would
buy that shit. If I lived in England, I would buy one and live in it.
It doesn't have. Well, there's not much room in it, so you'd be a little cramped. It doesn't have a live gun, but who needs a live gun when you got a 60-ton tank?
Yeah, you could just roll over people.
Right.
Roll over.
Now here you can buy right now. Still, you could luckily buy any kind of gun you want, including the main armament for that gun with the right paperwork.
Yeah.
But you can't. They won't sell you the tank. So I know.
Yeah.
Our we got to change that.
Yeah.
So.
By the way, I looked on Big Daddy Unlimited, the ARX 100. It's out of stock.
Okay.
But if it was in stock, you could save over $3 Walter bucks. Over $3 Walter bucks.
No, I might have to look into one. That'd be a good one for the collection.
So, Darth Mayhem says ARX 100 for $950. I know. I mean, that's what this article is saying. There's some really good deals out there on it. It makes it interesting.
I remember where I saw it was. It wasn't Classic Firearms because that's a retail site. Classic Firearms.
Yeah.
I saw it wholesale someplace for $7 something.
Yeah, Classic has it for $8.99 according to this. Sportsman Outdoor has it for $9.19.
Right.
And Tombstone is sold out, but had them listed for $1,064.
Speaking of Tombstone, I just bought that CZ P07 for Will from Tombstone.
Mm-hmm.
They had them in stock, the ones with all suppressor ready, and
okay.
So that's coming. So we'll have one of those to play with.
Yeah, and then here's another article on Truth About Guns says gun owners buying guns at a record pace in March. Thanks, David Hogg. It says Barack Obama still reigns as the greatest gun salesman in history, but listen to this. David Camera Hogg wants to shout at that title. All of the gun control provided inspiration for Americans to buy a record number of guns in March. In fact, the 2,767,699 NICS checks from March 2018 stands as the third most of any month ever.
I like it. It.
Go ahead, Walter. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Have you seen the I guess the memes or however whatever you say that word is the memes where the memes where it says they got Barack Obama and they got David Hogg says you're not going to beat me. I'm the world's greatest gun salesman.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
It's pretty
wow.
fun. Well.
That's interesting. So it's a good thing to know that, I mean, I hope that those new gun owners or people that are out there doing that actually realize that you can buy these guns all you want to. You have to stand up for your Second Amendment rights. Yes, it's inalienable. As Matt Caldwell said, we were all born with it. It's God-given, but guess what? What God gives,
I got news for you.
To take away all the time.
I got news for you. God ain't going to be there stopping these leftists. So, at least not in the conventional sense. So.
Amen, brother. Amen. You gotta
You gotta get in front of them yourself. So
yeah.
Oh, man. Oh.
Tango Hunter wants to know, what does the phrase Walter Bucks equate to in actual dollar amounts? I'm sure someone will hit you up with that. Walter, you want to tell the folks what is a Walter Buck running for these days?
One Walter Buck equals one Ben Franklin.
There you go. So there's lots of things. I don't know how many minutes we have left, but you know what? I encourage anyone, if you're interested in Big Daddy Unlimited, there is a link in the description that you could follow. You could go through there, sign up. It's $9.95 a month. You know, there's lots of different items in there. There's over 120,000 items in there. So, you know, give it a try. You have to actually become a member to see what's going on there. That's why I'm telling people what's going on there. But because of map pricing, I can't exactly.
Yeah, you get. Let me explain that to you. These companies have they have a pricing that you can't. You have to sell something for a certain price. If you sell it for less than that, they won't sell it to you. You get in trouble. So that's why they can't just blurt out the prices until you become a member, and then you can look yourself.
Yeah,
and see the prices.
Yeah. And Mike Bryant says, I still think we should call them Wallies. Okay, I'm cool with that. Wallies.
Yeah, Wallies.
Like Benji's, there's always derivatives.
Oh, wait a minute. Wally.
Oh, Wally's.
Wally.
That movie you know about Wally? Really?
I like that movie. That was a good movie. Yeah.
Is it because of the Wally? Is that why?
No, nothing to do with it. Just Wally. Post-apocalyptic, you know.
Yeah, he kind of looks like a tank. I get it.
Yeah, he does have a track thing going on. I do like that.
Yes,
like
I know. I know there was some level of sexiness.
Wally.
All did that for you. Yeah,
he's cute. You know.
By the way, if I haven't reminded you guys yet, go to hankstrange.tv. This is how we keep in touch with you when YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or whoever wants to pull our ticket or pull the plug on us. This is the only way that we can actually communicate with the people out there. So we came up with hankstrange.tv. You just go put that in your, what's your URL? What is that you said, Mike? Your URL? Go put it in your URL. Go type in.
URL.
Yeah, type that in. Go there and you know, and then put your email in there, and that's how you sign up, and we'll keep you notified. I do have lots of messages that have been coming through. Let's see here. People are now sending me. Oh yeah, someone just sent me the thing that we were talking about with Obama. And so there you go. There's that one.
And my son just did a money translation for us here. One Walter Buck equals 2,283,105 Vietnamese dong.
Vietnamese. I don't want to hear about Vietnamese dong.
Dong.
Yeah, no thanks. We don't want to hear about their dongs.
Send Hank pictures of Vietnamese dong.
No, please don't. Damn it. Don't start that crap.
It's money, man.
The other night you were showing pictures of a cock, so send the dongs in.
Oh, this doesn't make any sense. Here's a picture that someone sent me of a guy feeding a zebra pizza from his mouth.
Oh, what the hell?
That is not a good idea.
No.
That's how you lose your whole face. If you want to lose your face,
feed a zebra.
That's how you lose the face.
Not a good idea.
And how did he lose his face? Pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
Want to slip that zebra one of those condoms you just coughed out of your mouth.
That's the most disgusting thing I've seen anyone do. People send me pictures of them watching right now. Go ahead.
There's a meme saying, or whatever that is, saying that the parents should have used a condom because they didn't have these kids. You know, should have used the condom in the proper way. You know, so they wouldn't have these goofball kids.
Yeah, someone sent me the President Camacho from Idiocracy, which we are living out. Some sayings. Did you ever see who here has seen Idiocracy?
I have not.
You have not seen Idiocracy? What about you, Mike?
No, I haven't seen it myself.
Oh, you guys! Oh my gosh, that is you have to look at that movie.
Thanks, Mike, for being on my side this time.
Hey, is it on Netflix?
You know what? It used to be, but I don't think it is right now. It used to be on Netflix, but Idiocracy, you got to see that movie because we are freaking living it. It's a prophecy
Prophecy.
It's a prophecy. That's all I could tell you. Anyone out there who's actually seen Idiocracy knows what the hell I'm talking about. And that was indeed President Camacho, who is, what's the name of that guy? That's the black guy with all the muscles, and he's always bouncing his pecs.
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews, yeah, Terry Crews, and he played the president in Idiocracy, President Camacho.
Yeah,
yeah. I'm gonna check that one out tomorrow.
You have got to watch Idiocracy, Walter. When you watch it, you'll be like, "Oh, someone sent me a picture of a dong." There you go. There you go. There goes.
There you go, man. And right who's it? Oh wait. Trivia question: whose picture is that on the front of the dong? I know who it is.
Donald Trump? I don't know.
No. I'll give you. Ho Chi Minh? No, bingo. Yeah.
Ho Chi Minh. Okay.
Bingo. Yeah. Ho. It's Ho. Uncle Ho. That's what they call him. Uncle Ho.
Yeah. Uncle Ho. Yep. Yeah. More David Hogg. Barack Obama memes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, memes. Yeah.
Yeah. So lots of those.
That guy, poor David Hogg. He wants to play in the big boy leagues, but when he gets criticized, he starts crying. It's like, oh, poor David Hogg.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't feel sorry.
No, not at all.
I'm not sorry.
He dug himself a good hole.
Greg 98K said, "Uncle Ho, the man with many names."
Uncle Ho, yeah.
Yeah. Was that what they really called him, Uncle Ho?
Yeah.
Kyle L said, "Donga Bill, y'all." Yeah, so there you go. Okay, so you know what? I think we've hit the 9 o'clock witching hour.
377 likes.
Okay, cool. That's pretty good. We did pretty good. We didn't break any records, but I'll take it. I'm happy. I'm happy for it. I appreciate all the people out there hanging out with us. So let's see what's going on with you guys, Mike. What you have going on, man? What do you want the people to know about you? Follow.
I didn't hear nothing you just said because mine is going in and out.
Your internet's okay. I said that we're about to wrap it up here. So what do you want the people to follow or know about you or check you out on social medias, etc.?
Okay. Yeah, that's too easy. First things first, we're bringing Aiming for the Truth to Columbia, South Carolina with Kevin Dixie. So right now we're trying to raffle off some things to raise money for Aiming for the Truth. And first things first is we're raffling off this Leopold long range scope, with the bracket. All this is going to come. You get a Kestrel, and then Kevin is throwing in some bags, some hats, some shirts for that, and that's going to be $50. And then you got this one for your AR platform, Bushnell, right? And then he's also throwing in a bag, a hat, and some shirts for this one, I think, also. And that one's $30. So if you go over to m-wtactical.com, and on the last tab it says raffle. And then you can go in there and purchase. And we're only doing 110 tickets for both. So for the Bushnell, 110 tickets. And then Leopold, 110 tickets. So we're trying to sell that out so we can keep Aiming for the Truth alive. But for anybody out there who want to follow me.
Kevin's going to kiss everyone that shows up at the rally, right?
Hey, you said it. But I will guarantee this one as a fact. If we can sell out every one of these tickets, I will hug Kevin at that Aiming for the Truth event, record it, and then I will go up to St. Louis when he's on the show again at his house and give him another hug in front of everybody.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he would get 2 hugs. So if everybody helps sell out these scopes, it would be much appreciated for Aiming for the Truth, keeping it alive. So Kevin can go around and continue to do all the great things he's doing far as gun awareness.
Yeah. For Maximus 2012 says Hank will make it rain dongs at the rally. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So anybody who wants to follow me, you can follow me on Instagram. Just look up Munitions Weapons Tactical, all one word, or just put in the search M-W Tactical. Same thing on Facebook and Twitter. And on YouTube, the same thing, M-W Tactical. And then also go on Facebook and look up Black Man with a Gun podcast. Follow the podcast, like it, give your comments. If it's something you want me to talk about on the podcast, email me, info@m-wtactical.com, and we'll make it happen.
All right. Awesome. Walter, what's going on with you? I know you've been really ridiculously busy.
Oh, hey, Carl Carlson. You're funny. He's talking about hand jobs and stuff. Oh dear. Yeah. Hey, what's going on with me? Normal stuff. Doing the Facebook and the Instagram stuff, posting stuff. Sent parts out today to get anodized for the stocks. I'm trying to making sure things fit all right and everything before we make lots and lots of them. What else? Working. I'm gonna be working from now till next Wednesday, getting ready to go to Creek. So Knob Creek coming up.
We're at 390, by the way. So I think there's 10 people left in here that can give us a thumbs up, and we can
391.
Yeah, we're at 390, so we can get to 400 if there's I don't know. We got like 200 people left in here, even though we're at the end. Come on, if you haven't done it, hit the thumbs up so we can get to 400 while we're live.
Yeah. So getting ready to go to Knob Creek. We'll be at Knob Creek at C18 in the pole barn. I'll be there. Tyven will be there. Will Killer Keller will be with me. My dad will be wandering around aggravating everybody. Come out to the creek, come see the show. Save $50 on an upper if you mention you saw this stuff.
Yeah. And get and experience the full Walter. Get the full Walter. You heard of the full Monty?
Come and spend some dongs with me. Spend your dongs with me. Yes.
Oh wait, you're gonna accept dongs because there's some dudes that will show up.
You better show up with 2 million something dongs.
People will show up with dongs like you won't believe. You won't believe what kind of dongs are going to show up over.
I don't need no. It's got to have Uncle Ho on it. Or I don't want to see that dong.
Excuse me, Hank. We just hit 406.
All right.
Bingo.
Yeah, knew we could do it. Thank you to everyone out there for that. Okay, Walter, I'm sorry.
Anyways, just the normal stuff around the shop. So stay tuned. After the creek, we'll be back working on stuff and getting some new products out. So.
Sweet. Yeah, awesome. We're only going until Thursday this week, so we've got Wednesday show tomorrow, and then after that, Thursday show. I think
this is my last for the week myself.
Yeah, so. This is Walter's last one. I think on Thursday we've got the fair tax people. I think tomorrow we have James Ledger. There are some rallies coming up. So on the 14th of this month here in Florida, we do have another rally in Tally. There's an event coming up in Ocala that slips my mind right now. But we'll probably talk to James Ledger about that.
And on the 14th, there's an event in every state capital. So, whether you're in Florida, you're in Wyoming, wherever, take part. I'm going to be at Knob Creek, so we'll be doing some Second Amendment stuff there, I think. So,
yeah, absolutely. So as a reminder, one more time, I'm going to step back here so you guys can see this cool T-shirt that I got here. This is from the Mr. Guns and Gear collection, okay, on Forge from Freedom. So check out Forge from Freedom. I figured, what? Instead of getting like my own T-shirts, I'll get some other dudes' T-shirts and rock them here on the channel. So shout out to Forge from Freedom. There is a Hank Strange collection that you guys could go visit. There's links in the description for all this stuff. HankStrange.tv, Big Daddy Unlimited. Of course, I want to thank everyone that's a Patreon of ours on Patreon. It's /Hank Strange. Shout out to everyone here in the chat and all the people sending me phone messages. I really appreciate it. Thanks to MW Tactical, Mike, for coming in, as well as.
I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for coming on, man. As well as Walter putting in. Okay, Walter, you can have the rest of the week off, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. You're so kind and generous.
Yeah, and then next week I'll be at the NAB show, so I am going to be doing videos, but I think with the timing and everything, it's not really going to work out to do the podcast. But if you want to help us out, even tonight, you can actually go and watch other episodes. We've got snippets and all that kind of stuff up. Oh. We've got episodes on iTunes. What's going on, Walter?
I just remembered Saturday I'm going to be on with Armin Axis and the other guys on the alternative show on Saturday at 5 p.m.
Yeah, that's on this channel, and that's with the Tyven Show, Armament and Axis,
Girls and Guns.
I think Opt Out of Gun Control is on there as well. Yeah, so shout out to all those guys.
I think Babyface is going to be on too, so we'll be on there to harass everybody. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So have a good time with that. All right. Thanks, everyone, for coming in. A big shout out to Matt Caldwell, who came in. Guys, if you're in Florida, even if you're outside of Florida, let's support the pro Second Amendment guys, the guys who voted no, and try to stop this thing. Let's, we have to become politically active here. Yeah. Okay. This is how we change the course of what's happening. All right. So I think that's it. I will see you guys tomorrow. We're out of here. Peace.
Bye. Later.
Peace.